Next is freight forwarder. So a freight forwarder is a third-party logistics agent that organizes and manages the international shipment of goods on behalf of shippers, acting as an intermediary between the shipper and carriers. They do not personally move the goods but coordinate logistics, including documentation, customs clearances, warehousing, and carrier selection to optimize shipping efficiency. Next is supply chain visibility. Supply chain visibility is the ability to track individual components, sub-assemblies, and final products in real time from raw material procurement to final delivery. It leverages technologies such as LOT AI and cloud software to provide end-to-end transparency, enabling companies to proactively manage disruptions, optimize inventory, and enhance customer satisfaction. Next is transshipment. So transshipment is a procedure where goods are transferred under customs control from an importing vessel to an exporting vessel within the same port area for transport to foreign destination. These goods are generally exempt from duties and taxes, provided they are exported within a specified time, example for 30 days, and are documented as transshipment goods in the manifest. Next is LCL, or less than container load. So the LCL refers to a shipment that does not fill an entire shipping container. So how it works? So when your goods are consolidated with other shipments in the same container. So it is ideal for small shipments that don't require a whole container. So next is the FCL, or the full container load. So FCL refers to a shipment that fills an entire container. Or at least you book the entire container exclusively. So how it works is when you pay for the container regardless of whether it's fully filled or not. So it is best for large shipments or goods that needed dedicated spaces. Next is a chassis. So a chassis is identified as a piece of equipment, especially a trailer. It is used to transport containers, which is frequently received, stocked, and dispatched within a container yard. So a chassis is where you put a container to transport in inland transportation. Next is port throughput. A port throughput is the total volume of cargo or number of vessels in a port handles over a specific period. So serving as a key indicator of maritime trade actively and terminal efficiency. It is typically measured in 20-foot equivalent units, or the TEUs, for containers or by tonnage or bulk cargoes. Next is the eco zone, or the economic zone. So an economic zone is a designed area within a country where business, trade, and investment laws differ from the rest of the country. So aimed at boosting exports, employment, and investments. Often managed by the authorities like the PEZA, or the Philippine Economic Zone Authority. In the Philippines, these zones offer incentives such as tax exemptions for industrial, IT, or logistics sectors. Next is ITH. So ITH stands for Income Tax Holiday. It is a fiscal incentive that exempts registered businesses or investors from paying national income taxes for a specific period, typically around 3 to 10 years. It serves as a, or for example, tax exemption, tax break, or incentive period, designed to attract investments in sectors like manufacturing, tourism, or infrastructures. Next is cross-border trade. Cross-border trade is the exchange of goods, services, or capital between residents, businesses, or governments across international boundaries. It involves navigating complex regulations, including customs, procedures, tariffs, and import duties. So this trade drives economic growth, expands market access, and relies heavily on international policy. Next is indirect export. It is a market entry strategy where a producer sells goods to domestic intermediary such as an export management company, trading company, or agent who then handles the sales, shipping, and marketing to foreign buyers. It is a low risk, low cost method ideal for beginners offering immediate access to foreign markets within needing international internal expertise. So indirect exporting means that the seller doesn't directly export the goods, so they will get like an agent to export for them. Next is zero rated VAT. So zero rated VAT means certain goods and services are taxable at a rate of 0%. Customers pay no VAT while suppliers can still reclaim VAT paid on costs associated with providing these items. It is often applied to exports and essential goods to reduce tax burdens, differing from exempt supplies, which cannot recover input VAT. Next is customs territory. A customs territory is a distinct geographical area, such as a country, state, or union, where uniform customs regulations, duties, and trade policies apply to goods. It includes land, air, and territorial waters. Within this zone, goods move freely without internal customs checks, but are subject to duties and taxes upon entry from outside. Next is admission. So admission is when a good is not yet formally entered for consumption or for warehousing, but it is placed in a free zone. PEZA Gate Pass. So a PEZA Gate Pass is a required permit for moving goods, machinery, or materials into or out of PEZA, ensuring compliance with tax exemption rules. These permits are processed via the PEZA electronic system, such as PTAPs or authorized VASP providers. Next is constructive exportation. So it is a legal and tax term referring to the sale of goods from a local supplier to a buyer located in a special economic zone like PEZA, free ports, or those. That is technically considered foreign territory. It is treated as an export, often enjoying VAT 0 rating even though the goods never physically left the country. Next is certificate of origin. So a certificate of origin is an essential international trade document certifying the goods in a shipment are wholly obtained, produced, or manufactured in a particular country. It is used to verify the origin for customs, comply with regulations, and determine tariff rates, or it is preferential or non-preferential. Next is the Goods Manufacturing Practices, or the GMP. These are systems ensuring products like pharmaceuticals and food are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. They minimize risk of contamination, cross-contamination, and errors through mandated sanitation, validation, training, and documentation. GMP covers all aspects, including people, premises, processes, and products. Next is quality assurance, or the QA. QA involves systematic, proactive measures such as risk management, standardized procedures, and auditing to ensure compliant, efficient trade facilitation, and cargo security. It focuses on preventing errors in classification, valuation, and documentation, utilizing technology for risk-based inspection, and evaluating performance in terms of audits. Next is quality control. Quality control involves the systematic examination of imported or exported goods to ensure they meet safety, regulatory, and documentation standards. This includes physical inspections, document verification, and laboratory testing for quality, health, and tariff classification compliance. It prevents substandard goods from entering the market, protecting consumers and national interests. Next is lead time. Lead time is the total time elapsed from order initiation to delivery, covering order, processes, production, and transportation. So in simpler terms, lead time basically means the gap between the processing of the goods and the delivery of the goods. Next is inventory management. Inventory management is the systematic process of ordering, storing, tracking, and controlling raw materials, work in progress, and finished goods. It ensures optimal stock levels to meet customer demand without overstocking, reducing costs, and preventing shortages. Key methods including FIFO, FIFO, or first in, first out, JIT, just in time, and ABC analysis to enhance cash flow and efficiency. Lastly is the JIT, or the just in time. So JIT refers to a production strategy where materials are delivered and products are manufactured only exactly when they are needed, reducing waste and inventory costs. It emphasizes producing high-quality goods for immediate demand rather than storing inventory. Synonyms include on time, on schedule, and in the nick of time. So they only produce the goods when they are only needed to reduce waste. So those are all the definition of the technical terms. Thank you and good day.